This morning, the stage is set in Texas for some all-out political warfare following the overnight results of key primary races. Races that are being looked at by both parties for clues to what we might see in the fall. First and foremost in Texas, huge battle for governor, as well as several fascinating runoffs. An election season against the backdrop of this major headline. The enthusiasm on the ground is still with Republicans, despite Democrats' efforts to turn the state blue. Republican turnout far stronger than among Democrats, much bigger as well than it was 4 years ago. NBC News national political correspondent Steve Kornacki is here to break it all down for us. Steve, who were the big winners and losers last night?
Well, here's one where we don't have a winner or loser yet. The big cliffhanger here is the 28th District of Texas. This is a congressional seat in deep South Texas. Fascinating political territory, traditionally Democratic. This swung hard away from the Democrats and in Trump and in the Republicans' direction in 2020. So here's a fascinating dynamic. A progressive challenger, Jessica Cisneros, endorsed by AOC, endorsed by national progressive groups, against one of the most conservative Democrats in the House, Henry Cuellar. He's a hawk on the border. He's anti-abortion. You can see it's very close right now. And the key is you got to get 50% to avoid the runoff. Now, we think there are still potentially some outstanding votes in some of these counties that are pro-Cuellar, but it may be tough to see him getting to 50% here. So I think at this point, a runoff between these two candidates, Cuellar and Cisneros, two very different candidates, looms as the most likely scenario here. And again, this district, we used to think of South Texas, hey, it's going to be the Democrats no matter what in the fall. This is a district Republicans suddenly have their eyes on. They think if Cisneros is the nominee, she might be too progressive for what this district has become. They could compete against her. And Cuellar, his office and his home were raided by the FBI in January. There's a cloud over him that could affect him in the general election as well. So again, this could be going to a runoff in May. This could also be one we talk about a lot in the fall. One other heading to a runoff, just keep this in mind. Van Taylor, Republican incumbent in North Texas, falls short of 50%. Van Taylor, one of the only Republicans who voted for an independent January 6th investigation committee. He's earned the ire of a lot of the pro-Trump side. He's going to a runoff, raises some uncomfortable questions for him about do national pro-Trump folks suddenly make him a target in the next couple months? And does this get interesting in a runoff, Chris?